this temple was crazy this last night. Or you stock up with duty free.
It's a video.
Really?
Unlike Singapore, Dubai is not LGBTQ friendly. I can like smell the garlic. It is so strong. So this is what a $50 Singaporean, a $10 Singaporean bill looks like. Oh my god, that food was like super freaking good. Like, I had like a little bit of a fear. I had a little bit of a fear that it was gonna be bland. Bland my ass. That was so good, so flavorful. So if you stay at the boutique, where am I staying? I'm staying at the Chic Capsule Hostel. If you stay there, if you just go down the street, right around the corner, like if you go down to the end of New Bridge Street, right around the corner, there's like a row of Chinese restaurants. They all sell and serve similar dishes, so I don't think you can actually go wrong. But I just picked the second from the first restaurant that you hit, and it was so good. Again, pricier than usual. It's almost 20 Singaporean dollars, which is like $13 or so. But yeah, it was really, really good. The hostel that I'm staying is the most expensive hostel that I've ever stayed in my entire life. And to people who haven't been in Southeast Asia, to you it might not actually sound that expensive, but I'm paying $25 US and some change, like a little bit more for taxes. But the taxes are actually not that bad. It's really low. So $25 for a hostel. So again, if you haven't been to Southeast Asia, you might be like, that's not bad for a bed. But for a hostel in Southeast Asia, that is quite expensive for a hostel. Now you might be asking, sit here, I'm at my hostel, I'm gonna sit down. Now you might be asking, okay, being that it's the most expensive hostel you've ever been in, is it the best hostel you've ever been in? And the owner's not there. But to be quite honest, no, it's not the best hostel I've ever been in. I've been in more than a few hostels that is better than his hostel at a fraction of the price. I've stayed at hostels that's better than his hostel at a quarter of a third of the price. So no, it's not the best hostel that I've ever been in, even though it's the most expensive hostel. But in saying that, it is actually a really, really good hostel. It's a capsule hostel. It's very boutique-y. It has like a flat screen TV inside your bed. Each capsule has their own TV, flat screen TV. You're supposed to have Netflix, but I don't see any Netflix. You can go on YouTube and other like surf the web and stuff like that. It takes a little bit of a learning curve to figure out how to work it, but yeah, once you get it, it's fine. Everybody has privacy curtains. The beds are nice and wide and comfortable, and it's really cool and cool down inside. Very dark and cozy, so it's like sleep. Very, very quiet. It's very typical boutique, like not very backpackery, not loud, not very talkative. Just quiet, calm, kind of antisocial. But that's the type of hostels I like because I have to get work done. They do have a sister hostel that you can go visit whenever you want, and that is more like a backpacking hostel. It's called the Bohemian Hostel, and it's nice too, but it's more backpacking. I think that's $17 a night if you want to stay there, but it's just like regular old bunk beds. And so my thing is, if you're coming to Singapore, you just kind of have to like swallow and accept the idea that you're going to be spending the most money you've ever spent on a hostel, and not try to budget it, because you really do get what you pay for. If you're not willing to pay really $20 and above, or at least $17 and above, but most likely $20 and above, you're not going to be staying in a very nice place. Like, I tried to do that, and I stayed at a place that was $8, and $8 a night with my discount, because I use Agoda, and Agoda is the best one to use, because the longer you use it, you get like VIP status, and like you get so many discounts. There's been so many times where I stayed at a hostel and found out that people were paying more than I was paying. So I always use Agoda. So $8 with the discount, $11 like normal price. And honestly, if you were just going for a night just to sleep, and the next day you're taking the airport and you're leaving, and all you need is purely a bed, it was fine. It was clean. It was in a red light district, but from the reviews, everyone said it was still safe if you're in a red light district. It was clean. It was seemingly secure. You know, you had, bread and spread for breakfast for free, free water and coffee and stuff like that. So it was fine, but it was depressing and just dreary and dark, and it was like, I'm not saying it was dirty, but it was like the walls were kind of dirty. You know, like when walls don't get cleaned for years or repainted, and they get that like dirt film on it. So it was kind of dirty. There was mold on the ceilings of the bathroom. It was dingy. It was just like, it wasn't dirty. It just felt old and dingy, and like it just needed a new paint job. It was fine. I'm not trying to like say it was bad. And I stayed at the Lodge 41, which to me was the cheapest hostel you can get. Was still clean and decent, and not feeling like someone's gonna come kill you. All the other hostels had like a 6 and under rating, and I know a lot of people think those ratings don't mean anything. I've been traveling a long time. I think those ratings do mean something. And I also read multiple reviews from multiple sites. I'm very, very picky where I go and sleep, so I almost like overkill research the places that I go, and I do think those reviews and those scores mean something. Yes, they can be manipulated, but only so much. So I moved the very next day. Oh, and also the worst thing about the Lodge 41 is that the Wi-Fi was so bad. Like, you couldn't even like barely look at YouTube, barely surf the web. Like, it was really, really bad, and you can only use the Wi-Fi downstairs, and it was multiple stories, and I stayed on the 4th floor, no elevator. So if you have a heavy suitcase, you're chugging your suitcase all the way up on the 4th floor, and there was no Wi-Fi on any of the floors, just downstairs in the lobby, and that was it. And I work online, so I need a Wi-Fi. Anyway, I think this is a really long story, so let me cut it short. So yeah, this hostel, again, you get a capsule curtain, your own TV, wide comfortable beds, nice dim dark cold cool cozy rooms, a little small like lobby area with nice little art on the wall, and free breakfast, but the breakfast is like pre-made, so you get like sandwiches, coffee or tea, and some fruit, I believe. And also you can, if you don't want this breakfast, you can go to the sister hostel and they have like cereal. I think you can get cereal all day for free. So if you miss breakfast and you still need a snack before you hit the day, they have cereal. I think you have to get your own milk though. There's a 7-Eleven not too far from here. And just nice. Yeah, they have free shuttles to the airport, so that's nice. That's a plus. But it's only two times a day. So if you're not leaving around those 2 times, then you don't get the free shuttles. But you can get a shuttle for 9 Singaporean dollars, which is a really good deal, because if you don't do that, then you have to catch your train, which is an hour or so, or you have to catch a Grab, which is going to cost you more than double the 9, like 20 something Singaporean dollars. So that's nice that they have the shuttle, they have laundry, nice showers. It's just nice. It's a nice, very typical boutique-y type of capsule hostel, but the most expensive one I've ever stayed in. So again, $25 US. I think that's 34 Singaporean dollars. So yeah, but it's tight, it's cool. So what I think about Singapore as a whole, Singapore, this is pretty one of the last Southeast Asian countries I have visited. I haven't had visit yet, and so, am I speaking English? This is one of the last Southeast Asian countries that I haven't visited yet. I decided to come to Singapore after my 30 days and Batam Island in Indonesia, but I'm going right back to Indonesia like after this. And so I decided to go ahead and see it finally. And Singapore is an interesting city. It is just like a city. It's not like I dislike cities. I'm just not like a huge fan of cities. So it is a city, but I am a fan of beautiful, well done architecture, and Singapore has buttloads of that. So if you're someone who appreciates just the art and structure of beautiful buildings, then Singapore is for you. Some of the buildings, I mean, they're like futuristic. They're so nice, and it's an interesting juxtaposition between the old colonial British sort of buildings, and then you have these crazy tall, like I said, like futuristic, super modern sky rises, interesting artistic buildings, and then you have like the older buildings. So it is really interesting, the juxtaposition, even more so than Kuala Lumpur and Penang, which also has like the old colonial British buildings with the more modern buildings. But it's not like, it's like Singapore is a huge, because their new buildings in city, like in downtown area, are so modern. Singapore, no traffic, pretty quiet, and we are like city center, I think. We're headed to it.